Bills lose again. Stop me if you heard this before, but the Bills lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs. And we can blame Josh Allen for missing a throw on second down when he could have hit the guy over the middle, gotten the first down, or he could have hit the guy deep and he underthrew it. We can blame a field goal kicker. That was a weird spin on the ball, wasn't it? That looked like one of my drives. You're like, oh, that's a beaut right down the middle, Clark. And then wide right. And by the way, anyone who's of my age or Byers' age or Jason Stewart's age, which is a little bit older than me, not much, and Byers a little younger than me, you see a Buffalo Bill game-winning field goal go wide right, and you automatically go, Scott Norwood. Correct?
Well, my favorite like nickname of all time is
Scud Norwood?
Not Scorewood. It's like the perfect way to like turn that into a negative. It's great.
Okay, so let me ask you, Lorena, because you're not of that age, do you have any idea who Scott Norwood is?
No, I have none.
Do you know what a Scud is?
I know what a scuttlebutt is.
No. Do you know what a Scud is?
No.
Okay, Buyer, let me just random question. Do you remember what a Scud was?
Football-wise, no.
No, a Scud was a missile.
Yeah.
Scud missile.
Oh, yeah. Scud
right?
missile, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so was the field goal, was the Bills miss against the Giants in the Super Bowl, was that 1991? Do I have my years
Super Bowl 25, yeah.
1991 in Tampa, right?
Yes.
At the old Sombrero?
Yep.
Okay, so in 1991, Lorena, it was the first ever live broadcast on TV war. It's a real thing. I remember I was at Yorba Middle School. Okay, and you'd go home, you watch CNN, and they were showing a war live on TV. Chase 2, am I wrong?
The Persian Gulf War, right?
Persian Gulf War. But you'd saw it'd be dark, and you'd see these green lasers in the middle of the night. And there'd be somebody trapped up in a hotel room, and now the Americans are fighting back, and these are the fights that we're seeing. And there's an explosion of it was fascinating TV. It was CNN's all-time rating spike. It was when they were king of media, because they had live footage, boots on the ground during a war. Well, the Iraqis who had invaded, hold on, Kuwait?
Yep.
Kuwait, had invaded Kuwait. Okay, the Iraqis, they had these missiles called Scuds, and we made fun of them because they were crazy inaccurate. Like ours are like laser guided. Like we could fire a missile. It can go into an office window, take a person out, no problem at all, do it off an aircraft carrier. Right? Like all we got to do is get a little laser mark. It goes right to it. They just fired up in the air and whoever comes down, right? It was Scud missile. So when Scott Norwood missed the field goal wide right, at least where I live, people were calling him Scud Norwood. It was a real thing. And would you call it not Scorewood?
Yeah, I mean, not Scorewood. That's such a perfect nickname for that player, right?
Buyer, do you remember any negative nickname towards Scott Norwood back in the day?
No. I had heart and compassion towards the man.
I don't. I have no heart and I have no compassion. I'm a horrible human being. I'm okay with mentioning it. But when I saw it yesterday, I was like, that's why I like to spell Bills with 4 L's. So I've listened to everybody's opinion on this. Right? I even listened to your old boss's opinion. And your old boss's, Jay Stu's opinion is, Bills have to do something different. I mean, how many times can you lose this way and try and do the same thing? Okay, what do you propose you do different? You're not going to get rid of Josh Allen, right? I mean, they didn't have their number 2 wide receiver, badly needed him. They tried to run the football. They ran the football more times than they threw it.
I would also say they didn't have their number 1 receiver yesterday, but that's a completely different story.
Okay, that's fair. It's fair. Like Stephon Diggs, his name is better than the actual player.
Yeah, yesterday was not a good day.
No. What's crazy about that game is the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers led the league in drops in the regular season. And I don't remember Kansas City having any drops yesterday. Do you guys?
Nope.
I don't remember any. So look, here's the thing. Okay. This is going to come across really, really harsh. And to Dan's point, it'll lack probably some empathy that I should be feeling, because at some point Buffalo deserves to get to a Super Bowl, deserves to win. They got great fans. What's crazy about Bills Mafia is they were doing all that wild crap when the Bills sucked. It was the only way to entertain you about the Bill, because Bills football was so bad. Now they still do it. It's a great fan base. I love the new stadium's going to be open air. I love everything about it. It's Americana. but they choked. Okay? What is the definition of a choke? The definition of a choke is when you perform at one level consistently, and then when competitive greatness is called for, when you get to a higher level of competition, when the pressure is immense, you perform far below your normal level. Okay? So if Josh Allen fumbled there, I think on one of the last drives, right? That's actually not choking. That's Josh Allen's done that, right? He's tried to be the hero but the kicker choked, the wide receivers choked. And in all honesty, Josh Allen choked on that second down throw, where he had a guy underneath open and he had a guy deep open, and it looked like he was, I'm going to throw it underneath, and oh God, he's wide open, and he just, whether it was the wind or he didn't have stable footing or whatever it is, he missed on a throw. I understand. It can happen. Guys can play great the entire game. You miss on one throw, and now all of a sudden I didn't say he's a choker, but they choked. Right? Like the fake punt with DeMar Hamlin was a terrible call, but they got a reprieve. McCole Hardman fumbled right before the end zone. They got the ball back. What'd they do? Nothing. And Kansas City's defense is way better than they've been. Their reputation is way better, but you're at home. You got to win that game. You got to get in the end zone. You got to put the pressure on Kansas City to make a drive late, and you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You signed Von Miller, whatever. I know he's been hurt. They didn't touch Pat Mahomes one time. They didn't touch him. And some of it is he knows how to move, and some of it is I don't think neither defensive line touched the quarterback, right? And I'm sure those guys, both sides, got away with a little bit of holding because we want to see these quarterbacks played. But the fact is that you're built around your offense and you had ample opportunities in the fourth quarter. Three drives in the fourth quarter at home, down 3 points. You came up with 0 points. And oh yeah, by the way, one reason they had no chance of getting the ball back was they had to call a timeout because they were going to get a delay a game, and then they got a delay a game coming out of the timeout. That's embarrassing. So we can sit here and feel really sorry for the city of Buffalo. We can sit here and go, Josh Allen is a stud. Okay, he played great 2 years ago, and I put that on the coaching staff for the game plan when they had the 13 seconds left, like all of those things. All that stuff can be true. By the way, how about Travis Kelce with a walk-in touchdown? I don't know football at the level of anybody in the NFL. I don't profess to. Do you know what I know? The Kansas City Chiefs, when they have to get a touchdown, when they have to get a first down, the number one and number two and number three option is Jason Stewart. Who is it? Travis freaking Kelce. This is not that, like, if any of those other dudes come wide open, you're like, well, they're paying attention to Kelce. They had like 4 dudes run to somebody else and like, let's leave Travis Kelce wide open right around the end zone where he catches it and kind of spins. He's like, oh my God, I'm wide open. Butt naked. That's what they call it. So, listen, it doesn't mean I picked the Bills to win. I thought the Bills would win a Super Bowl. I love the guy. I love the team. I love the city. But they choked. Let's not make any bones about it. When you perform at one level, and then when the pressure is on, you perform below that level. That is the dictionary definition of choking. Does the defense have something to do with it? Yes, but the defense isn't what causes you to suddenly have the drops the way that Kansas City had the drops. As opposed to Kansas City, same guys, same team, 0 drops. And did Butker miss any field goals last night? Josh Allen summed up the loss perfectly.
Sucks. Losing sucks. Losing to them, losing anybody at home sucks. Losing sucks. I don't know what else to say. Every season, if you don't win, it's a failed season. That's the nature of the business. You know, there's one happy team at the end of the season, really. And when it's not you and you're so close, it sucks.
I think this is the most real thing possible. I think this is so healthy because we all have that in life, and this is a real thing in sports, is that one team that always beats us. I hate that team. And the crazy thing is the Bills always beat them in the regular season. We've had this in the NFL for a long time. Remember, forever, the Colts couldn't beat the Patriots. One time they finally beat them.